What's up, Craig? All right, guys.
I'd be
welcome
really
to the
scared if you
People-
started. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to say, like,
It's all
I'd be
good,
really
it's all
scared if
good.
Craig started talking.
All right. Welcome to
Good
the Chillin' with C.bo
evening.
podcast. All right. Let's try again. All right. Welcome to the Chillin' with C.bo podcast. I'm your host, c.bo. I said last week that would be the last podcast of the year, but Wonder Woman 84 came out. A lot of conversation was around it, and I just couldn't resist sneaking one more in. But next week, we will take our break. I promise you guys. I know I kind of pulled you guys out kind of last minute, but Wonder Woman 84 came out, so we just have to talk about it. I'm here with the full house because everyone just had to talk about it. My usual co-host, Juan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I saw it, and here's the thing.
Let's wait. Let's wait for our opinions.
No, I know, but I just want to say that this thing came on the exact same time that the Miami Dolphins Oakland Raiders wild game ending happened, and during the whole movie, I just kept getting alerts like, "Oh my God, did you see that? Oh my goodness, did you see what happened here? How did he do that?" I'm just like, "What is going on?"
Pedro, how you doing, man?
Good. Laying in bed all cozy and warm.
Yeah.
You're under the covers.
Wow. Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Thank you, laptop. No PCs in this room.
Nice. And Cap Jack, how you doing, man?
I'm getting by.
Nice.
I've got a cup of OJ. Making do. Going through my emails and stuff.
Nice. All right. So the movie we decided for this week was obviously Wonder Woman 1984, the sequel to 2017's Wonder Woman, with Patty Jenkins returning to direct and Gal Gadot coming back. This movie, I guess I'm going to start off. So I guess I'll be the first thing to say that this movie doesn't really live up to the high ceiling of the first movie, which, it's understandable. The first movie was a tough act to follow. And my feelings for this movie are very complicated. And I think all of you are probably the same way. I think, personally, I liked it. It's like a 7 out of 10 movie, but there's some aspects to it that are really frustrating. I really don't know where to start, but this movie is a lot sillier than the first movie. The first movie was a epic, sweeping World War I adventure. This movie is pretty much pays homage to the 70s and 80s comic book movies that are similar to the OG Superman movies with Christopher Reeves, and the sillier 80s ones as well. And it was a bit jarring because the first one was a pretty serious movie. It's about war and, how humans are, essentially tearing each other apart. And in this movie, Pedro Pascal becomes a genie, pretty much, grants people's wishes. And I believe the highlight of this movie was Steve and Diana. That was the heart of this movie. And I believe that was some of the best material of that movie. And that really worked. And I wish, and then, their chemistry was amazing. And I think Gal actually became a better actress in this movie than in Batman v Superman and Wonder Woman 1. And I really enjoyed her performance as well. And I think she's gonna, she was a sought after actress after the first movie. She's gonna be even more sought after this one now, because people see that, this girl, Gal Gadot may not be like Meryl Streep and actress level, but she's really charismatic and you really buy into her performance, and she's so larger than life. And I really dug that. And I'm kind of going blank. I guess one of you guys goes next. Pedro, since you're the DC fan, second highest DC fan like me, what did you think of Wonder Woman 1984?
Well, as you know, I prefer the grit DC versions of characters, the darker, more serious tones. And this movie just felt too campy. All right? It was like watching you remember Justice League Action?
Yes.
On Cartoon Network? It was like that. For the most part. But there were some parts of it that I could relate to. Like Christian Wiig's Barbara Minerva's character, how she wanted to be powerful, how she wanted to feel important, and all her life she was unpopular and invisible. I get that. I do. And I can understand how the temptation of power can turn someone so sweet into someone so evil. I like that transformation. That was good on their part. What I didn't like was what they did to Maxwell Lord. Now, you know Max's power. You know how much a psychopath he is, right?
I mean, we got into that in this movie.
No, really. In this movie, he was a sociopath, but one of those pathetic sociopaths that just wants to feel great, look great, and make everyone love and worship him. He wasn't the cold, calculating Maxwell Lord that I know well in the comics. He was like an ambitious and okay, no, sorry, not ambitious is the wrong word. He was like a greedy little kid trying to get his hands on the latest toy from the popular kids. And it just didn't feel right to me what they did to his character. She just felt so pathetic, and he didn't even feel like he had a plan. Everything, he was just going along with the flow. Like, he only reached out for the president because he was feeling desperate. And then when the president told him about the whole network thing, he reached out for that, and then it was just like a series of coincidences that just fell on him. It didn't feel good to me. And as for Steve's return, in the trailers, I was like, how the hell were they going to bring him back? What were they going to do? And, body possession. And we only see him as Steve through Gal Gadot's perception.
Yeah. That's a controversial element in the movie that had some really questionable implications that a lot of people have pointed out.
Is that delusional or...
No, it's just the fact that she was definitely doing couple stuff with Steve, but in another person's body, which is whoa. I think that was just an oversight.
So weird. It's so weird.
There's so many questions. First of all, question of consent for the most important part.
Yeah.
The dude's nailing Gal Gadot. I don't think he's having much of a problem with it.
And then
but I want to be the one to enjoy it. I don't want Chris Pine to enjoy it with my body. I want to be there.
Imagine if it was one of us. She, we talk to her and she sees us at first, but then we say something and then we turn to Chris Pine all of a sudden. But everyone sees us as us, and we're.
That would be wonderful.
You'd
they're
be
like, how the hell are they with that woman?
Ouch. Well, fair.
I might as well ask the question. Who do you think here has the best chance at Gal Gadot? I think Jack.
Wow, that's awfully kind of you.
Jack has the most charisma out of all of us.
I was gonna say Juan.
What? Yeah, right.
Yeah, look at you handsome boy.
It's 3-1 vote for Jack, so we got to find a way to get Jack Gal Gadot's number.
Oh my God!
We should make a version of the movie, just CGI and Jack for those parts where she sees the other guy.
Definitely, just do a deep fake with Jack on.
That'd be so fun. One of the notes I had while watching the movie the other night was, I would love to be the +1 to Gal's dinner. When the waiter comes over and he's like, "Are you waiting for someone?" She's like, "No, I'm eating alone." I was thinking in my mind, like, dude, I would be sprinting over there the second I heard that. I'd be like, "Wait, hold on, +1."
Wait, so Pedro, do you have more on Wonder Woman 84 as of right now, or no?
Overall, good movie. You want something to feel good about, but at the same time, it's just lacking the grit and action of the first movie. It was too campy. So for the next movie, they need to step up on the drama and the serious tone that the first movie implied, and not go towards silly.
All right.
With the Raiders and Dolphins. You watch the highlights, you'll see what I'm talking. Overall, I agree with a lot of what you and Pedro said. Not the best. That a little bit. I like the light bring back, these overzealous, happy-go-lucky villains. Like in Max Power, in Max Lord, and with with Max. Yeah, at the same time, they made him into that campy, like I don't like that campy typical villain, but they also gave him a human side that you don't see in Christopher Reeve Superman films, like with Zod or other villains. Um, and I want to say that Pedro Pascal, like he does with the Star Wars franchise, actually did elevate the status of Wonder Woman 84 very well. His Max Lord was done beautifully. He played a desperate man looking for desperate measures, trying to achieve the one thing he couldn't achieve when he was a kid, which is control over a world he did not understand. And then I love the juxtaposition of the storyline with his son, where like he realizes he's doing the exact same thing his father did to him, but in a much more different way. His father's abuse towards Max was much more physical and verbal, but Max's abuse towards his son was much more emotional and psychological, because he would lie to him constantly and try to feed him these illusions of grandeur when really nothing was happening. And that is technically a form of abuse. So to finally see that what he's doing and what it's done to his son, it was a really good closing to the arc that is Max Lord's rise to villainy. Speaking of villains, like Barbara, I love Kristen Wiig. First of all, she's one of my SNL crushes. I am insanely in love with Kristen Wiig. There, I said it. She did a good job in portraying someone who was helpless in the beginning, wanting to be so much more. And then she lost, and then to be able to become like Diana, it cost everything that who she was as a person, which is friendly, open, considerate, and kind. She became cold. She became disillusioned with how people were reacting to her. She became just the opposite of what she once was. And I don't know if I get that she no longer is Cheetah because she renounced her wish. I would have loved to see her actually renounce her wish, just to kind of like, see that moment of weakness come back to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I guess like I'm focusing mainly on the villains because I was a little underwhelmed with the love story of Steve and Diana. Like I get what, like it was great, well orchestrated, but it bored me because it reminded me of other romance films, except the gender roles were reversed. The villains here, I think were top notch. Low key, very underrated. Maybe not top 10 villains, but still pretty good. So overall, I give this movie about 7 out of 10.
Test. Yeah, man, I agree with you and Juan. My opinion about the movie is that it was okay. The combat sequences between Cheetah and Diana were freaking sick. Kristen Wiig, I feel like could have been a different choice in character, but at the same time, or sorry, different choice in actress, but she pulls it off. Pedro Pascal freaking kills it, making me feel bad about this guy, and I really didn't want to. And the storylines were okay. I feel like the movie could have been an hour and 45 minutes, not 2.5 hours. And that's not to say that any one part of the movie was ill-paced or anything like that. It just felt like there was so much going on in this movie that in comparison to the payoff, it feels like a lot of this stuff could have been shortened in some way or saved for another movie. And I really enjoyed the story between Diana and Steve, I think his name is, if I keep forgetting. But I did not like the fact that Steve just inhabits like just some random dude's body. That was really freaking weird. But yeah, the action, the two fight scenes were really cool. The fight scenes where Diana fights just a bunch of normal dudes were super weird. Like, and they felt very campy. Like, you guys were saying before, it's very the older Wonder Woman material, not so much the Wonder Woman that came from the new movies. But overall, this movie was good in the sense that, like, if it was on again, I would probably watch it. But is it as good, if better, than the first Wonder Woman movie? I don't really think so. But overall, I thought there were some solid performances. There was some solid action sequences, and there were some solid, I don't know, just some funny, goofy moments, like when Chris Pine's character comes back and he's been gone for 60 to 70 years, and he experiences 1984 and all that stuff. I loved all the settings and all the set pieces they went to in 1984 Washington and Saudi Arabia and all those places. Those were all really well designed, and I loved being in those places. And yeah, overall it was a good movie. Like a solid 7, maybe 7.5. If it was if certain action sequences were fixed, I would say it's a 7.5. But it was really cool to see the original Wonder Woman at the end of the movie. I appreciate that.
Now.
Oh, well, no, there he is.
All right, so okay. So I wanted to, after you guys have said all your thoughts on the movie, I just wanted to say that I did like Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. I thought she was very likable and charismatic, but I feel like there wasn't enough of her. I feel like we could have. I feel like this was a Maxwell Lord movie rather than a Cheetah was kind of an afterthought, and that she was just kind of an enforcer that they just put her in the movie just so they can have Wonder Woman fight something, because she can't fight Maxwell Lord obviously, because she'll kill him in like one punch. But I'm just saying, like, and like I think they should have probably just saved Cheetah for Wonder Woman 3, which we will talk about after we're done talking about this movie. And the final fight between her and Wonder Woman at the end, I don't know. I was kind of mixed on that. I felt like it could have been better. It was really dark and like I don't know. It could have been better in my opinion. She did look good as Cheetah, but again, I just wanted more of her. Because she's Wonder Woman's most iconic villain, and like this is our first impression of her, so I'm like, man, okay. I don't know. What did you guys think of that?
I agree. I wish I was of the camp that I wanted her to sort of keep her powers and everything, just so she can come back and do more. But I thought her whole transformation into Cheetah, I thought was really solid. And I thought I even loved the parts where she comes and she was helping Diana with trying to figure out more about the stone and everything, and it wasn't until later on in the movie that she was like, you know what, no, I don't want to fucking give up all my powers and shit. That's stupid. Why would I do that when I'm so powerful and sexy?
Not gonna lie, Kristen Wiig definitely opened my eyes a little bit in this movie to her.
Solid glow up.
And her when she was like working out in that unitard, I'm like, damn.
Oh god, I completely forgot I wrote that down. I was like, Kristen, what the fuck are you wearing right now? You're in public.
That's not a unitard. That's a freaking bathing suit.
Yeah, I was like, damn, girl, you're definitely gonna awaken some little kids in this movie. What else? What else?
Time to be sexy.
Yeah,
Sexy.
sexy.
And we are sexy lady.
I actually did like the invisible jet part. I thought that was just. It was during like a really sweet part, like when they're flying. I thought it was just really sweet. I'm like, oh, this is cute, even though I know this is not gonna end well. Is Steve and Diane are just gold, man. They're the stuff between them is just gold, and I just really love it every time they're together, despite the questionable implications of how he came back and the methods of why all that I don't know. You guys have any more thoughts on this movie?
I don't think so. I mean, there's parts I like and parts I didn't like. I thought I mean, it was a solid movie. I don't think it's as good as the first one because I thought the first one was, I don't know, it felt like the story was more, I don't know.
It felt like they
Sorry.
had something to prove with the first one. Everyone was just
Yeah.
kind of like, no one was too comfortable. Everyone was giving 100%.
This one was more like, let's have fun.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like, all right, we'll have fun.
And I did like that, it paid this, Batman could have a silly movie, Superman could have a silly movie. Why not Wonder Woman having a silly movie?
When did Batman have a silly movie?
Forever and Batman and Robin.
That's the 90s, though. We're in the
But
20s.
still, though, those movies were still tapping into more of the campy elements of Batman.
We're past campy, though.
What?
We're past campy.
We can still do campy. Campy can still be done in 2020.
Oh, whatever.
And all Christopher Reeve's movies got campier and campier as they went along, and so yeah, if she could have a campy movie too, but I just thought it could have been done just a little bit better because I know the thing is they filmed this movie like a year after the first movie came out, so this movie was filmed in like 2018. It was supposed to come out in 2019, and I just think maybe they could have used more time in between the first and the second movie to just iron out the script a little bit more, make it more solid. Because I think there was a great movie in there somewhere in the story. It's just it kind of got lost because I feel like they just needed more time.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we all liked the movie, but we all thought it could have been better. So I guess, but the thing is, it doesn't matter what we thought because this movie did really successful on HBO Max, and it made some money at the box office where theaters were open too.
Is 16.7 million really a lot of money though?
In the pandemic era, yeah.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah, it's the best opening weekend since the pandemic started, and it made 85 million worldwide overall, and plus the streaming number. So that means we're getting a third movie, and it's been confirmed that Patty Jenkins is indeed coming back along with Gal Gadot. Now, do any of us? I guess I'll ask Pedro first. What do you hope for Wonder Woman 3? What are your hopes and dreams? Because it seems like this is the last time Patty is going to direct this a Wonder Woman movie and finish out her trilogy. So what do you hope for?
I hope for a more serious tone in the movie. Wonder Woman is a character that demands respect, as she is one of the most powerful heroines in all the comic universe. And they need to show just how much demand she can command. Like, and also, maybe put it in a timeline a little closer to home.
I agree.
Or show her maybe how she deals with all these stereotypes of the 21st century when it comes to like breaking the glass ceiling and stuff. I think audiences would appreciate a more modern and headstrong Wonder Woman who doesn't fight for like love, or who's not fighting for truth, but more for respect.
Okay. What time period would you like to see though? Would you want? Yeah.
I'd say the mid 2000s.
Okay. So still before Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you, Juan? What are your hopes for Wonder Woman 3?
I would just want it just to start connecting with the Justice League movie series already. Like kind of um what was it? Kind of like what Marvel does with some of its standalone movies after the Avengers films.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see something like that. So it's like a continuation of the life outside of the Justice League and what she has to do that she can't call on them to do. You know.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see.
Okay. What about you, Cap Jack?
What would I want to see? Trying to think of under Wonder Woman like villains that would be really cool to see on the big screen, but I can't really think of any.
There's one popular one called Pedro. Correct me if I mess up the pronunciation. Her name is Cersei.
Cersei.
What? What's her name?
Cersei's?
Cersei's.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah, that's like we already got Ares, we got Cheetah and Maxwell Lord. She's like the only one missing left.
Mm-hmm.
You're forgetting one more important villain.
Which one?
What?
The female Lex Luthor.
I would like to see more Wonder Woman villains in future
Who's the female Lex Luthor?
stuff.
What?
Who's the female Lex
Luthor, Pedro?
I'm looking at her name. Hold on. Because I remember she was in that new animated Wonder Woman movie with Silver Swan.
But yeah, keep continuing, Jack. Sorry.
No, that's really it. I would just like to see more Wonder Woman villains. What is happening?
But you're also a menace to society. I did the science. Let's say she weighs.
What was that?
Oh, here it is. Veronica Cale.
No clue.
Veronica Cale.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't say
Oh, the
goodbye.
C.A.L.
That'd be cool. Okay. Okay, so I got a pitch for Wonder Woman 3. So they've been teasing Themyscira. They teased Themyscira in this movie, and after she left Themyscira, she can't go back, supposedly. But I think for this movie, it should be set after Batman v Superman, Justice League. So we're caught up to modern times, whatever this movie comes out. And I think she has to be. I think there's a thing that brings her back to Themyscira, and there's an all-out epic war between for the freedom of Themyscira, because something is threatening it, like Cersei or some of the Greek gods, like Zeus or something. So like an all-out Greek mythology, high fantasy Wonder Woman 3, and of course I want Cheetah to be back as well. So she's gonna be a villain as well. So that's what I want. And hopefully Patty Jenkins, has listened to some of the criticism of this movie and goes back to the more serious tone of the first one. And yeah, I really want to see, I want to see that. Bring me a modern high fantasy Greek gods Wonder Woman movie. I want that.
You are a man of taste.
Yes. And yes, and also bring back her sword and shield. Damn it! Like, come on, like she relied way too much on that damn lasso. When I'm like, there's a sword and shield out there that she has. Like, what the fuck, man?
She can change up her weapons. Gosh.
She can change up her weapons. I'm not against that. I'm just saying, like she used it in the first Wonder Woman. She used it in Batman v Superman and Justice League. Like, bring it back. Like, that thing was useful.
I think it's like in the shows, like in Justice League, whenever you would see her, she didn't always have the sword and the shield. She switched it up, from time to time. She didn't always have the same weapon over and over.
I know, but it's just like
sensors.
I know, but it's like it could have been useful against her fight against Cheetah. Like she could have just used her shield and stuff like that. What else I was about to say? Also, yes, Linda Carter is like the Asteria, the OG Wonder Woman in that universe. And oh my god, that's freaking awesome, and I want to see that in Wonder Woman 3. That's
I
like
would
bringing
also
back
like to
Adam
see
West to a Batman movie. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, but we can't bring back Adam West.
Rest in peace. But yeah. But yes, Linda and Gal together on screen. Please, yes.
That would be a dream.
You guys have any more hopes for Wonder Woman 3? Hopes and dreams?
Nope.
When do you think this movie's going to come out? Because Patty has to direct the Star Wars movie, and she's also directing a Cleopatra movie. So I don't think this movie's coming out to like 2025, which is a good thing because I think we could chill a little bit on Wonder Woman.
I'd say 2023.
Interesting. What about you? When do you think this movie's coming out?
Never.
Never. All right.
It's better to not think about it because then I'll be surprised when it does come out. Like, ooh, oh boy.
All right, cool. Pedro, you have any thoughts on when this movie might come out? Any years?
2024.
2024? Okay, definitely. All right, so we're not. All right, so I guess the last topic we're going to talk about is we're 9 movies deep into the DCEU now. So what's your favorite movie in the DCEU so far in this universe? That what's your favorite movie?
I'm gonna say Aquaman.
Okay.
Aquaman is probably my favorite out of all of them. The story was really good. I liked the journey that Aquaman goes on to realize he has to become King of Atlantis. And I feel it would have been cooler if that movie came out before Justice League, but beggars can't be choosers at this point. And I'm just glad we at least got the Aquaman movie, and it was sick.
I agree with you. I think Wonder Woman 84 should have went with more of that tone. Like, it was still like Aquaman was still silly, but still serious, and still like the action was still like epic at the same time. So I kind of wish it went for more of that. But yeah, what about you, Pedro? What's your favorite DCEU movie so far?
No, not that one. Harley Quinn.
Birds of Prey?
Yes.
Interesting. All right. You have any reasons why? Just overall explain.
I like how they portrayed the characters. Like, I love how strong they are. I love how they really don't need any assistance other than themselves. Like, I love how like fiercely independent each character is. Like,
Okay.
and then they're kind of forced to come together against some evil asshole. So it's always good to see that.
What about you, Juan? What's your favorite DCEU movie so far?
I would have to go with. Just have to pick it. My Wonder Woman, definitely. Wonder Woman was my favorite. Honestly.
Okay.
Mainly because it kind of finally broke that trope that there's no such thing as a good superhero female movie, and then Wonder Woman showed up. I was like, it is freaking possible, people. It can be done. Shut up with the misogyny. God.
All right. So I guess mine is probably it's a two-way tie between Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, which I know is a very unpopular opinion. Man of Steel, I think, is just freaking epic. It's awesome from start to finish. We get this sci-fi realistic, more not realistic, but more like a more grounded take on Superman that kind of makes sense for our modern 21st century world, where how we would see him, how divided we would be, and that goes over to Batman v Superman, where people are questioning whether or not we need a Superman and all that, and then Batman's development. And that I love Ben Affleck's Superman. I think he's amazing, and I think
Ben Affleck.
he kind of got done dirty. But hopefully the Snyder cut leads into more beautiful things that could possibly happen. Because but it'll be Man of Steel because Batman v Superman, as much as I love it, Man of Steel is just a little bit more solid, a little more tightly written and all that. But yeah, I love Man of Steel. And Wonder Woman's probably after those two. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's the end of our podcast. Do you guys have anything else? Wonder Woman DC related opinions? Any last things on your mind?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. This is the end of 2020's Chilling with c.bo.
Wait.
Oh, Juan, what's up, man?
We forgot to pick a movie.
Yes. I have no idea.
I can suggest one.
What's up?
Soul.
Oh yeah, I want to watch Soul. I heard
I actually
great
saw it.
things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was good. But I'm down to talk about it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Cool,
good.
cool, cool.
But that'll be 2 weeks from now. Not next week. 2 weeks.
That's fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah. The Soul. Yeah. You guys will enjoy it. All right. And I guess I'll make it a little announcement myself. You know how I did the 13 Nights of Halloween stuff? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my next video project is on the DCEU leading up to the Snyder Cut because I am just so excited for that. So I'm gonna be reviewing all those damn movies, even Justice League and Suicide Squad, which will definitely be fun to rewatch.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Like that.
So those would be fun and definitely look forward to. I think Man of Steel, since that's the first one, it's gonna be in sometime in mid-January. I gotta rewatch that movie. Then I have to go from BBS to Suicide. Yeah, all that. It'll be like 9 weeks in a row. All good content. Yeah. And I already have my review of Wonder Woman 84 since I saw it. I already like wrote it down and everything. So yeah. It'll be fun and good things will come in 2020. 2021. Yeah. 2020 already passed and it was something
Not
else,
good.
I will say.
Not good. It was not good. Although, one could make the argument that actually 2020 was actually a good year for us, all four of us, because it gave us the chance to restart this show and restart this podcast and to come together for it. So,
Definitely.
That is true.
the bright side
And,
to every dark side.
Jack being one of my coworkers was just a miracle because I had no idea who was coming then. I'm like, that's the guy that used to be on my show. Yeah, that's Jack. Yeah. We both looked at each other like, I know you.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Time makes fools of us all, gentlemen.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for joining me in 2020. It's been a real pleasure. I know we kind of said our final things last week for the Christmas Spectacular podcast, but I'll say it again because, we won't be back for another 2 weeks till next year. But yeah, thank you again. Like this has been great. Hopefully this my channel can grow and this podcast become more popular. And yeah, I'll definitely be taking some time during the break to think about how to grow this channel to even to greener pastures.
Hell yeah. Well, now that makes it sound like you're killing the channel, and
Nah.
you're definitely not doing that.
Well, technically, maybe I am. It's gonna be reborn. I'm killing this version of it, and it's gonna be an even better version.
It's gonna be the Darth Vader of chilling with c.bo.
Yeah.
Come back cooler and eviler, and sounding like James Earl Jones.
Oh man!
Don't
Because
choke
James
on
Earl
your
Jones.
aspirations.
Anyone looking forward to coming to America too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am.
definitely.
That's also gonna be on Amazon, like Borat 2.
That great success.
Great success.
Great success.
All right, so I'll see you guys in 2021.
See you in
Alrighty.
2021.
Merry 20. You never see it coming. You be dinner and pass around. God,